Hi, everyone. Welcome to another edition of the WIA Weekly Windup, where we meet you here every Tuesday at 10 a.m. Eastern to talk a little bit about what we have going on within the Women in Analytics and Data Connect community. The last couple of weeks, we've touched on a few different aspects of the conference. We've discussed the startup showcase, we've discussed the recruitment session, we've talked last week about the various networking opportunities available when you attend the event. We have previously covered the DataViz competition. However, it's been a couple of weeks since we talked about it, so I did want to bring it up again today. I will show you on the website exactly where you can go to view the data vises before you attend the event. Also, if you are unable to attend, it's still really fun to kind of go through them. Voting in person, voting is only available in person. So even if you are attending virtually, you still have access to checking out those data vises on the website, but you'll not be able to vote in person for those, unfortunately. And then I do have a few photos of last year's DataViz gallery. We always have it set up in a really cool way where you can kind of go through and interact. So I wanted to walk through a little bit of that today. So to give you a little bit of background around the DataViz competition, we get hundreds of entries in every year. We are tasked with the impossible task of narrowing them down to a top 10. We take the top 10 to a virtual vote, which everyone has access to, viewing them on the website and then casting your vote virtually. And then we, from those 10, with the help of our virtual voters, narrow them down to a top 5. The top 5 are invited to come join us in Columbus as part of the event, which is great. I think most of our finalists this year are able to join us in Columbus, which is phenomenal. We have people flying in from all over the globe. So we are excited to meet them in person and for them to attend the event. So yes, so 10 to 5. And then those 5, we will showcase their vises in our DataViz gallery, which I will show you a photo of shortly. And then you'll actually get to vote. If you're attending the event, you'll get to vote in person for the top 3. There are some prizes at stake. There's a cash prize, there's a trophy, and then also bragging rights, of course. So yeah, you can go to, if you'd like to check out who's in the top 5, if you haven't had the opportunity to check that out already, you can go to dataconnectconf.com. You'll be taken to the homepage up here in the right corner. You can click more and DataViz competition. In that more tab as well, you can go through and kind of review some of the other things that we've talked about previously. We haven't hit on workshops yet. I have that on the docket for next week, so we'll get into workshops next week. But you can check out the startup showcase. As we have scholarships available, we'll post those there as well. If you're attending the event and you want to share with your circle that you're attending, we've got some really easy kind of media copy paste social posts for you to share as well. Some attendee facts, and if you have any questions, we can take those here. But you'll click on the DataViz competition tab, and that will take you to this page here. You can scroll down a little bit further and click on each of the top 5. These are in no particular order, so not an indicator of how they placed. This is just how they uploaded. But you can go through, click on whichever one you'd like to review. I would recommend going through all of them. They're all amazing. You get a title, who created it. This is just a visual here. If you'd like to interact with the viz, you can view the full submission here. These are linked out to whatever platform they're hosting them on. So you could actually get in there and interact and spend a little bit more time kind of navigating the viz versus just checking it out visually. And then we also have a little bit about the submission here as well. So each one of those will have that represented. And like I mentioned, you can go through and kind of click and explore. And then if you are interested in joining us in person to be able to participate in things like this, and some of the other elements that we've talked about over the last couple of weeks, this Join Us Live button will take you to the registration page, which you can purchase your ticket for there. Let me share. So I did mention we set these up in kind of a DataViz gallery format. So I would love an opportunity to show you, share my other screen here, exactly what that data viz gallery looks like. We tried to set it up in a like kind of art exhibit concept. So we will be doing something similar to this year, changing it up a little bit, but basically you'll get to go through and each of these screens represents a different visualization. You can actually go in, interact. We kind of keep it a little quiet in there. Some of the vises do have sound and all of that good stuff. So we try to be mindful of that. But yeah, you can go through and explore and check it out. It's a really neat kind of like art exhibit esque vibe in there. So we'll be putting together something similar this year, and we hope you can join us. Thank you so much for joining me this morning. I know we've hit on a couple of different aspects so far. I just want to recap them one more time. We have the applications actually for the startup showcase are at the end of the month. So if you are a startup founder or know some startup founders who are interested in getting some practice and feedback and opportunities networking and kind of showcasing what they have going on, applications to apply to pitch at the Data Connect conference and on May 31st. We talked a little bit about this already, but you can go to the the Data Connect conference website. That drop down menu has a little bit more information about the startup showcase. And then we are actually in the process of confirming our last VC panelist. So we have a couple of them loaded onto the website already. We're really excited to be partnering with Women in Data on this initiative. So Sadie St. Lawrence will actually be moderating the startup showcase, which we're thrilled to have her as a part of our conference this year. And then we talked about the recruitment session. We'll actually be hopping on live later today with one of our sponsors. We will be hosting sponsors on lives like this from now up until the conference. Really just an opportunity for them to talk a little bit about what it's like to work in their organization, any openings that they have available. If you're interested in contacting them before the event, they'll share some contact information and places you can look to see what kind of positions they're looking to fill. And then we will share a little bit more on that live stream about the recruitment session too. So we'll actually be on, I believe, at noon today. So if you're interested in learning a little bit more about CNA and the positions that they'll be hiring for, you can join us at noon back on LinkedIn Live, Twitter Live, or YouTube Live. And then we talked about data viz. We talked about some of the networking opportunities. So we'll dive into a little bit more over the next couple of weeks. And then we'll jump back into our regular programming. Thank you so much for joining me this morning. I appreciate it. And we'll see you next week. Bye.